Take a close look at the three lines on the right. Which line is the same size as the one on the left, and how certain are you of your answer? Are you 50% certain, 90, 100%? Well, if you're like most people and you take time to think this through, you'd say line A. If you take a close look, line B and C are clearly too tall, so line A is the obvious choice. But this isn't a video about optical illusions. It's a video about peer pressure. What happens when you clearly know that the answer is C, but everybody else is telling you that they got the answer A? When this test is done in a control group, that is, when there's no peer pressure, almost every single person gets it right. Line A is clearly too short, and line B is clearly too tall. But when you add peer pressure, things get interesting. Now, imagine that you're in a room with 9 other people. You're asked to compare the lines, same as before, and you think, that's easy, it's C. Then person 1 steps forward and announces that his answer is A. Your first response would probably be surprise. How could he have gotten it wrong? The question is so easy. In fact, you might even feel a little superior at this point because you know his answer is wrong and you are right. But as a few more people step forward and say that they got A as well, confidence in your answer begins to erode. As everyone else announces that they got A as well, you'd start wondering if you were the one that got something seriously wrong, as if everyone else saw the trick of the question and you didn't. By the time it's your turn to answer, you might even be embarrassed to say that you got C. So what do you say when it's your turn? Do you say what you believe and go with C? Or go with the group and say line A? When this is done in a laboratory, over 1/3 of people will change their answer to A. The researchers also identified different factors that made it more or less likely that a person would submit to peer pressure. People are more likely to bend to peer pressure when there's a large group of people conforming, or when an entire group is unanimous in their decision. They also found that, in general, different groups handle peer pressure better than others. The research found that women are more likely to conform than men, Eastern cultures that place high value on collectivism conform more than Western cultures, and people with low IQ or low self-esteem are more willing to ditch their answer and go with the group. But how can you resist peer pressure? Here's a few ways that proved effective in the studies. First, you can have a friend on your side. You're more likely to stick to your answer if you have someone that you trust supporting your answer. Second, you'll feel less pressured when one or more other people aren't conforming to the group. This is true even if the nonconformist is also wrong. If 8 people answer A and 1 person answers B, then you're going to be more comfortable answering C because, hey, at least you're not the only person not saying A. You can't be too crazy. Third, you're less susceptible to peer pressure when you can answer in private. If you're allowed to write down your answer instead of tell the group publicly, then you can publicly confess your support for A, but write down C as your real answer. Of course, groupthink and peer pressure don't just apply to decisions, they also powerfully shape our beliefs and values, which in turn influences our actions.